Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Saturday video. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Home Aquatics. My name is George. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like anything in this video at any point. If you're a returning subscriber, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and drop down a comment below. I've noticed recently that other subscribers have been responding to comments of other subscribers, and I think that's awesome. I like that discussion going on, people helping each other and answering each other's questions. So that's something great that I like seeing in the channel. So for the topic for this video, I just want to discuss the Dumbo factor, the Dumbo gene factor, as well as a solution I have to dividing this tank in half. Yes, I will be dividing this tank, and I'll be explaining why. So I started doing some research on the Dumbo gene in guppies, and there really is not much information. So I'm going to be doing some little experiments and turning this into my own project. I started looking into the Dumbo gene in betta fish, and it turns out that that gene is recessive, so both parents must show the Dumbo gene, because it has to be I believe it's called a double lowercase e, which means that both parents have to show it, not just possess the gene. And this is in betta fish. So I'm going to see if that actually works out in guppies. As I've mentioned before, I unintentionally started this experiment already. The male and female are Dumbo, male and female are Dumbo, male and female are Dumbo. But I did cross this male with these two females in here, but I also have another little Dumbo male, this little guy right here. So these two females are not Dumbo. They do not have the Dumbo ear gene. The male does. So I'll be seeing if their fry end up having or showing the Dumbo ear gene as well. So that's just a little experiment, and actually it works out perfectly that I've mixed them already that way. Also, another thing about the Dumbo ear is that this is in betta fish, that the finnage isn't perfect. Even though the male and female are both Dumbo ear, you have to cull about 50% of the fry, since their fins will be uneven, either too long. It's just like irregularities. Wow, I really couldn't speak for a second. In their finnage. So I'll see how that works out as well in guppies. So another note for Dumbo ear is that I've noticed that the Dumbo ear guppies, if you watch this guy right over here, that's the red chili male right there, have an easier time swimming with their large tails. Now, the reason I think this is true is when I look at my blue diamond male, who is not Dumbo ear, his tail is much longer, or equivalent size to that of the Dumbo ears. So he tends to lean, instead of being like this, he leans back more because of the weight of his tail. Now, the Dumbo ear guppies have longer pectoral fins, which in return make them more streamlined, I guess, or more buoyant, so their weight is distributed better. I guess they're heavier, but at the same time, like, even if you watch that guy, right now he's showing off for the female. Let me just get a little bit closer. The weight's offset, so they're not leaning back so much, and they're much stronger swimmers, which I've noticed. Same thing with my superior red male. His fins are giant, and he has trouble swimming. So I feel like if he had Dumbo ears, that wouldn't be the fact. So just wanted to mention those. I'm still doing my research, but these are some cool facts I found out and observations I've noticed, and I wanted to share those. Now, the second thing is, since I want to breed these fish, and these tanks aren't that big to hold that many fish in them, I still hold a great amount because I do my water changes and I know how to keep the parameters in check. This was going to be the grow out tank, because eventually what would happen is one of these would be for each strain. Right now they're not, but the plan will be that this would be for the red chilies, the purple, and then the black Moscow / blue diamond, whatever ones I decide to put in there. That'll be their designating breeding boxes. These should be giving birth, that's why there's a net in there, and that will be the setup for all three of them. Now, as if I run out of room in there, they'll be moved down into this tank, which right now is just holding a bunch of mixes of guppies from the pond. But that would mean I would be limited to one strain, because I don't want to mix fry from one strain down, fry from another strain. Now I have a bunch of strains in here, and they're starting to get mixed. I want to keep them as pure as possible. So my plan was to divide this tank in half. So one 15-gallon, another 15-gallon section. But the only issue is that this is an acrylic tank, so it has a top to it. These cutouts are not very big at all. They're about I think they're 5 inches this way, and I think it's 36 inches total, about 24 maybe, 24 inches wide. So I can't fit any acrylic or anything in there to divide the tank. So what I've been wanting to do for quite a while, which I was going to do in there, was do a matten filter. If you don't know what a matten filter is, technically just a sponge sheet. Actually, give me a second. I do have some laying around. All right. It's just this material. This one's actually pretty thin, but I'll explain this further. So it's just going to be this kind of material inside the tank. An acrylic sheet wouldn't fit in there. There'd be no way to get the size I need to go in there and block off perfectly down the middle. So the dimensions of this tank is 12 inches this way by 16 that way. I found this exact material, but better. It is 17.5 inches tall by 17.5 inches long by 2 inches thick. So this one right here is 1 inch. I calculated that it takes up about 2 gallons of room, which is going to be the only drawback. But at the same time, it's providing me with a greater benefit. Now, there's more than one benefit to it. So it'll be dividing the tank, so what I'll do is cut it about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch bigger than the actual dimensions of the tank, so I could squeeze it in perfectly down the middle. So it'll be reaching all the way to the top so no fish jump over it, all the way to the bottom, and then across this way. So it'll be slightly larger. I could bend it to drop it into the tank, place it in position, unfold it, and then squeeze it perfectly in there so no fish get past it. Now, the second benefit is additional filtration. So since this tank is going to be raising fry, I could have a lot more fish there. My filter is already rated for a 100-gallon tank, and this is a 30-gallon tank, which I think is a little overkill, but better filtration than less. But now it'll have technically a matten filter. So what I'm going to do is put it directly down the middle, cut a little hole to put this tube through. So water is still going out this way as well. This is a spray bar, so it does shoot water down as well. So both sides are getting water, but the way it's going to work is that some of this water is going onto this side of the tank, which means that this is pumping water out, causing whatever is on here to go through that sponge across. Now that's taking out fish waste, as well as putting water through for biological filtration. So it's a win-win. I divide the tank, and I get additional filtration. And I think this is perfect. If I had an acrylic divider, if it was possible to get one in there, I would not have the additional filtration, which I really do need when I'm breeding fish like this. So I just wanted to share that plan with you guys. Ordered that last night. Should be getting it, I think the date was the 3rd to the 6th. So just going to wait on that. And this tank should be looking pretty good. I might put the plecos, put one male, one female on this side of it, and the other female on that. Just because I don't want all three of them to be in one little section, just because it'll be cramped. Then I'll be dividing these guppies up based on the ones I want to keep versus the ones that are going to be sold. This is going to be for now. And then once I have fry from those fish over there, they'll be in the breeder boxes on top. About 2 to 3 weeks of age, they get moved down. But this side has the intake, which has a mesh on it, but I still think that fry can usually fit through it. So I'll be moving most of the fry down into this section first, since they can't get through the sponge filter, that sponge divider. And then once they're large enough, about a month or so, I'll move them over to this side. So it's a nice little cycle. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Just a little thought I had last night, and I was like, this is actually the perfect solution. I've been trying to divide this for a while, but there was no way unless I cut off the top, put in a divider. But to glue it in, I would have to pretty much tear down the tank and not have it for a while, but I really do need it. It's just a long process. So that's where we stand right now. So we got that Dumbo factor gene that I've been researching and figuring out to perfect it. Want to make that my little job for this YouTube channel. And then that divider in this tank. So, like I said before, if you're new to the channel and you liked anything I mentioned in this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back again. Hit that thumbs up key. Thumbs up key. Imagine it was a key. Thumbs up button. And leave a comment below. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow in my vlog and subscriber shout out. Till next time guys.